Hey everyone, I've had a lot of requests for this video, so I'm really excited to tell you about how I do my nails now that I have a shellac system that I use at home. What I like to do is I personally bought a shellac color that is almost clear. It is basically clear. It's the palest pink that to me appears clear, so that if I want to wear nothing on my nails, at least they're clean and polished looking, but the shellac itself is so colorless that I can paint whatever I want on top. So that's what I've been doing. So let me get you start to finish, and links to everything that I mentioned will be in the description bar below. And if you read in the description box, I'll tell you all about what those links are, and some of them are affiliate links and some of them are not. But no matter what you use or where you buy, I just thought this would be useful information for you. So let's pretend that you're starting with a perfectly clean nail. I bought a little kit at Sally's that comes with all these little, they're called Gelish. Gelish is the brand name, and it's minis because they're these little mini bottles. And I'll use these all up, and then I will probably go on to purchase them or something like it on Amazon, because I think the prices in the selection are a little bit better. So you start with clean nails, and the first thing you do is just like a regular manicure. You file your nail into the shape that you want, you put cuticle oil down, you push back your cuticles, whatever you're gonna do with your nails. And even though I've done this a million times, I still refer to my pamphlet every time I do my nails, and it gives you the little directions. This came with the kit. So the first thing you do is you take your little nail surface cleanser and you put on a cotton pad, and you just put it on each nail, and that just gets off any dust from filing. It removes any oils left over from the cuticle oil or anything moisturizers that you may have put on. It helps to put on a better bond with your nail polish. I don't know what this is. It's probably just regular nail polish remover is my guess. It's nothing fancy. I will say that when I normally do a manicure without the gel polish or shellac, whatever you want to call it, that is my last step before I put on polishes. I will wipe down each nail with a little bit of nail polish remover just to give a clean base. Then you take the pH bond. I don't know, it's supposed to, I don't know, whatever. You put this on first. It looks like this. Everything has a little brush, like so. I'm not going to show you how to do it. It's pretty self-explanatory. It's a very thin liquid, and it's supposed to be used on your natural nails, and it just creates a better bond for the next layer, for the first layer, the base coat of the shellac. So you just, paint it on just like a manicure. It's not thick like nail polish. It has the consistency of water, basically. Then you don't have to do anything funky. Then you start with the actual shellac process. So the first thing is called a foundation. It's your soak-off base gel, they call it, and it's just a clear, gooey, can you see the goo? Come on. It's a little bit thicker than regular, there it is. It's a wee bit thicker than your regular nail polish. I would liken this to when your top coat gets goopy. You paint it on just like your regular nail polish. However, use a very thin coat, and this is the part that takes practice. Use a very thin coat, and I learned this the hard way. Don't get it off the nail. Keep it on the nail. When in doubt, keep it a little inside the edges of the nail, because when you lay it flat under the light, it oozes a little bit onto the skin, and if you harden that stuff in the nail under the lights on your skin, it's not budging. It's like if you've ever had acrylic nails put on and they've gone over your nail, it's just hard as a rock, and it's sitting on top of your skin, and it's uncomfortable. So just take your time, paint a very thin layer on. I do one hand at a time. I do 4 fingers and put it under the light, and it says to put it under the light for 1 minute. And then I do the other 4 fingers, and then I do the 2 thumbs and put them under the light. And the light that I'm referring to, I also got at Sally's, and you'll see why I've never been able to tell you the brand. I didn't save the box. This is all it says. UV lamp. There's no brand name anywhere on there. And they're the little UV bulbs. Now, they have since I bought this, I've come to be aware of an LED light, which speeds up the drying time even faster. So if you're doing a UV lamp like that, it's 1 minute under the lights. If you're using an LED light, it's 10 seconds. So I think I'm gonna purchase an LED lamp next. 1, because it's way faster, and 2, because then I'm not exposing my skin to UV rays. So I will say, if that's a concern of yours, put a little sunscreen on. I do. I put sunscreen on, and then all over my hands, and then I use the cleanser to get the sunscreen off the nail part. Okay, I'm going backwards. So you cure that under the light for a minute. Like I said, you do 4 fingers, you paint it on 4 fingers, cure it under the light. Paint it on 4 fingers, cure it under the light. Do your thumbs, cure them under the light. So this does take, it's a process. It takes a little more time than a regular manicure, but then it lasts for like 2 or 3 weeks. So, okay, once you've done that, now we're ready for your color. I personally have chosen a very light color so I can paint whatever polish I want on top of it. And mine is called Ballerina. And it's just, it's like ballet slipper. It's like SE ballet slipper. It's even lighter than that. It's just very, very faint. It appears colorless even, see, you can't even, it looks like nothing. It's the same thing, do a very thin coat, do 4 fingers, put it under the light for 2 minutes, 4 fingers under the light for 2 minutes, your thumbs, put it under the light for 2 minutes. Now, I will say, at least with this gelish system, that your nails are still tacky and gooey until the very last step. And it warns you about that in here. But then you repeat, you do 1 coat, you do all the lights, then you do a 2nd coat, do all the lights. And now we're to the last, almost last step. It's this top it off, and it's just a clear top coat, and it's the same thing. Take your time, don't go over the lines, stay a little bit inside the lines. 4 fingers, light for, I think, is it a minute? 2 minutes. And then 4 fingers, 2 minutes, thumbs, 2 minutes. And then it's still tacky. Then you take, this is insane, then you take the little cleanser thing, more of the stuff, and you put it on a cotton pad and you wipe down each finger. And then you're good. If you've done it right, it should feel like, you know, hard, dry nails. If it's still tacky, you probably use too much product and you have to start all over. So that's usually what I do, is I will do all that whole process in the evening, and then the next day I'll polish my nails the color I want them to be. So, benefits to having the shellac underneath my polish. My polish lasts even longer than it normally does, and my nails can grow to a decent length. I also personally have a lot of problems with my nails splitting right at the corner there of my thumb. I broke this nail, so that I'm using a bad example. There we go. This one over here. And I found that my nails tend to not do that when I have the shellac on there. Does it weaken the nail underneath? Yeah, I mean, it does. Anytime you're gonna put something on top that's not porous like that, you're gonna have weakened nails. But I feel like for me, the positives outweigh the negatives. The one big negative, and thank God you only have to do this every 3 weeks or so, is taking the shellac off. I personally have tried to not have to take it all off and just fill it in just a little bit that grows out each few weeks. I am not that good. I'm not that talented. And I found that over time, the front end would lift off and then water gets under it, and you don't want that. So I do like to take all of it off about every 3 weeks and start from scratch. So getting it off, like I said, pain in the butt. First thing is remove the nail color, your regular nail polish. Of course, I personally prefer the Zoya nail polish remover. I think it's called Remove Plus. It's the only remover I will ever use for the rest of my life. This stuff is freaking amazing. I have probably bought gallons of the stuff by now. And as long as you're using a non-acetone remover, it will not affect the shellac on your nails. Then it's time to take the shellac off. So the first thing I do is get a pretty heavy-duty rough grit emery board and just file away. So a lot of dust. I usually do this while watching YouTube videos on a placemat, like a plastic placemat. So I'm just filing away. Don't file your actual nail, but just really rough up that top surface of shellac a lot. Then what you're gonna need is acetone, just pure 100% acetone. A little bit came with this kit. I usually just get mine at Walmart or CVS in the nail section. At Walmart, I just bought some, like a giant bottle that I, of course, left in my bathroom. It was, I think, under $2. I mean, very, very reasonable price. And you're gonna have to soak your nails. I have tried every way, shape, and form. I am essentially a lazy person, so I am an impatient person. And so I don't like soaking my nails in a big bowl of acetone. I don't like having my entire hand sitting in it. It takes forever, it's messy, it's stinky. So then I had found, I started cutting up cotton squares, soaking them in the acetone, putting them on, wrapping my fingers in foil. That helped a little bit, but you kind of have to be a contortionist to get it all together. Then I found these things at Sally's that I've mentioned in a previous video that look like ace bandages, little mini ace bandages for your finger with the pad on it. I did like those a lot. However, they were, I think, they were an excessive amount of money for one set of thingies. And I didn't like that they didn't seal at the end. So the ends of your fingers were exposed and I felt like it didn't cover the whole nail well enough. Well, at CVS, I discovered these. They are the gel polish remover wipes. No, remover wraps. And there's 30 of them in here, so it's a set of, enough to do your nails 3 times. And I wanna say it was about $5, so really good deal. And this is genius. It's a little thin piece of foil. It reminds me of the hair foils they do for highlighting. And it has a little cotton pad already attached. And I'm sorry, I'm trying to avoid a glare. So you would put your cotton pad, like on your acetone, get it wet, and then you just place it on your finger. I don't know how to show you this. You place it on your finger and then you can just wrap it and twist it and get it on. I think this is brilliant. I mean, yes, do you have to pay more money than doing your nails regularly without the shellac for all these goofy supplies? Yes, but it's certainly far less than what you would pay at the salon. Every time I got it done, it was $35, $40. So this is way more cost effective. And it's kind of fun. It's my little private time. It's my me time. This is what I do for myself. It's kind of become a spa experience. So you take these off, you wrap it on. I soak mine about 10-15 minutes. Then I get bored. And then you just basically, you pull it off and you push down. So you slide whatever goose left on there. You can remove with a little orange stick. You just sit there and scrape, scrape, scrape. I don't know, for me, I find it sort of relaxing in a strange way. So, then I try to clean it up with like one of these kind of fine, spongy file blocks, and I don't want to do it with my finger. Anyway, I just sort of do that and just kind of smooth the surface a little bit. And then you're good to go. You can start all over again. So I'll put links to all the products I mentioned down below. They are by no means the only version of shellac if you can get, like C and D were the ones who kind of pioneered this, so if you can get your hands on that, I found those on Amazon. Sally Hansen makes everybody in the world makes a version of shellac, except Zoya. I wish Zoya would make a shellac system, because I bet it would be awesome. And that's how I do it. I think I hit all the questions. So you can change out your nail polish, that was the big one. You change out your nail polish in between shellacs by just using a non-acetone polish remover. And then you can just change it out. As far as when I paint my nails, I don't use a base coat then because I've already got shellac on, that's enough. I just whack the color on and then seal it with Seche Vite, which I adore. If you wanted it to last longer, you could use your regular nail polish, probably put the shellac top coat on top and put that under the lights. But for me, I don't want my nail polish to last 2 weeks. I want to be able to change it 3, 4, 5 days later. So by topping it off with the shellac top coat sort of defeats the purpose. But if you're not interested in that and you want your nail polish to last forever, that's one way to do it. I think I hit everything that I've been asked. If I forgot something, please, of course, ask me below. Like I've said before, and I'm probably gonna say forever until YouTube fixes things. I hear they're working on it. If you ask me a question and I don't reply, it's because I can't. So find me on Twitter, Facebook, send me an email. All that is listed below in the description box. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.